Thunder Report from 107.7 The Franchise.
It wasn't easy, and it was another overtime game, but the Oklahoma City Thunder have moved home court advantage back to Chesapeake Energy Arena with a 92-89 overtime win over the Grizzlies here in the FedEx Forum tonight. Oklahoma City and Memphis are now tied at 2 games apiece in the best of 7. Game 5 is on Tuesday night. Reggie Jackson led all scorers with 32 points, including all 5 in a 5-point Thunder comeback to send the game to overtime. Jackson hit a 3-pointer with the shot clock expiring and hit a runner in the paint, a 2-pointer, to tie the game, eventually to send it to overtime, where the Thunder pulled away with free throw shooting and outlasted the Grizzlies 92-89. Let's go to the podium now, where we hear from both coaches and players from both teams.
Leave it on the floor game for both teams. Another overtime game, but you kind of expect it. But I thought everybody did a good job of chipping in and putting us in this position. Neither team can find a good offensive rhythm. But I think that's a direct result from maximum effort on the defensive end. I thought our guys did a great job, and we're not the best offensive rebounding team, but we went after a bunch of misses and gave us some extra possessions. But Reggie played an outstanding basketball game. He was able to attack and finish around the rim like he's done all year, and I knew he would bounce back. That's what he's done for us when he started, and he's done a great job of coming in and giving us that lift offensively when we need it as a 6-man.
Questions for Coach?
Bob Berry, K4, the NBC in Oklahoma City. Congrats on the win, but would you have ever thought you'd win a game when your 2 All-Stars go about 11 for 50 or whatever it was? They had a tough shooting night.
Well, I tell them all the time, if you only think you can impact the game scoring, we're not going to be successful. And Kevin had 13 rebounds. Russell had 10 rebounds. They had 7 and 4 assists. You impact the game many different ways. And we're built on defense. We're built on teamwork. We haven't made shots. We haven't made shots in 3 games. Sometimes that happens. Unfortunately, it's happening to us now. Like I said, last couple of games, we just have to figure out how to continue to make the basketball move. I thought our ball movement was great in that first half, and even in the second half. KD got great looks. I mean, it's one of those nights. The ball was just bouncing in and out. One of the toughest games to coach, because I feel for him, because he was doing everything right by setting himself up and putting them in self-position to get good looks. But he's a great player. He will always come back and be ready to play the next night.
Justin Walters, WBBJ TV in Jackson. My question is regarding Reggie Jackson. As he was having the hot hand, was the game plan more to get him isolated as well as have the offense penetrate through him? Absolutely.
Kevin and Russell, obviously a big part of what we do. And we've had some sets that we put in with Reggie having the ability to attack and create and go at the mismatch that we think that's to our advantage. And when you're on the floor guarding Kevin and Russell, you got to guard them. You're not going to get off of them. So the lanes are wider. The openings are Reggie was able to create and find a bunch of buckets for himself around the basket. But that was a great job on him. And our bigs, unfortunately, they don't get a lot of credit. They did a great job defensively, and they do a great job of setting screens and allowing Reggie to get open looks to the basket.
Lee Smith, GritGrindGrizz.com. Coach, 3rd straight overtime game. Over the seasons, both teams have changed personnel, but it always seems to be a thrilling matchup. What is it about these 2 squads and that when they tangle that it seems to turn out like this?
It's pretty. Both teams are good. Both teams are. We've got 2 good basketball teams competing, and when you lose in overtime, you do a lot of good things to put yourself in position to be in overtime when you don't shoot the ball well. We shot the ball in the 30s, the 2 games that we've lost in overtime. And unfortunately, we didn't get a win. But tonight we kept battling. We were down 5. Reggie hits a big 3 and the runner. But that's what good teams do. Players step up and make plays. But like I said earlier, our bigs have always been our unsung heroes. They really make the team flow on both ends of the floor.
Scott, you've been talking about your shooting woes, and you're down 5 inside 30 seconds on the road. Are you even surprised you're 2-2 at this point when you look at all that?
No, I'm surprised that we've had 3 games in a row in the 30s. You know, we've like third. I don't know exact numbers. Third or fourth in field goal percentage for the year in 82 games. We've been one of the highest scoring teams for many years, but it's unfortunate. But you can't feel sorry for yourself. You got to come back and be ready to shoot and be ready to take the next shot. And one thing you guys have been following our team for years, Kevin's going to take the next shot. He's not going to back down from another opportunity to make his next shot, and Russell's the same way. But it takes a team to takes all 15 guys to make a good team, and that's what we have.
Talk about what was going through your head, if anything was going through your head when you see Reggie taking a shot for a 3-pointer there that pretty much was your season, going in or not.
Well, he's worked on it. You know, he's improved his game in all areas, and he's improved his 3-point shooting by all the time he's put in. And I look for good shots. I thought tonight we really had a lot of good shots. I thought last game we were taking some tough ones, but I thought we made a good adjustment of attacking and moving the basketball with our quick decisions, and Reggie stepped up and played big for us tonight.
Scott, David Garrett, 107.7 The Franchise. Would you talk about your bigs and their defense? A lot of block shots for Serge tonight, and Kendrick Perkins has had a great defensive series. Would you agree with that, and why are they having success?
They're the DNA of our team. You know, they're the ones that just give you everything that you have, and they don't get a lot of opportunities to score. I mean, Serge is maybe the exception for that because he's such a great outside shooter, and he allows our guards to penetrate, and he can get to open jump shots. But they play for the team every night, and they set great screens. They do the dirty work. They're great at their roles, and that's what makes us a good team. Those guys are stars in their roles.
Coach Chuck Livingston, the Evening Times. That fourth quarter, you pretty well not dominated, but you were in control of the game, and then outscored you by 12 to send the game to overtime. Was there adjustments that they made? Were they just finally hitting shots? What would you say occurred in the fourth quarter?
Well, they were making some shots. They made some threes. Some of them were off our mistakes, and then some of them were Gasol was making good decisions. He's a point guard on the floor, at the 5 spot. And we didn't make shots in that fourth quarter. We had a good rhythm, even in the first quarter when we only had 15 points. Those are that fourth quarter we didn't make shots.
Last question over here.
Steve Lehman from the CBS in Nashville. Coach, they'd won 15 straight in this building. To get this win and now set it up for a best of 3 where 2 are in your building, how big of a lift is that for you guys?
Well, going into the series, we knew every game is going to be a close game. How they play, they want to take a lot of time off the clock, and they shoot a lot of shots with 6 seconds or less. So we know that we're going to have to try to speed it up and play. But we knew going into the series it's going to be a very difficult series. But now it's tied up. It's 2-2. It means that we have to play with the same type of intensity on both ends of the floor in front of our home crowd, which is the best fans in the league.
So when did it feel like it had totally flipped?
A few layups. Got a few layups. Just felt good about seeing the ball finally go through the net. Been struggling all series. I think that's probably going to turn. Just feeling good and remembering after I made a few that all you can do is miss or make a shot. So just continue to go out there with confidence. Each shot or each play is even a new play, and just continue to try to live in the moment.
Kendrick Perkins said that he commended Garrett and Westbrook for kind of deferring to you down the stretch. Was that expressed on the floor or in a timeout, or did it just kind of naturally happen?
I think it's just the flow. I seen in their eyes. The coach kind of called my number to have the ball a few times, and when I was bringing it up, they really weren't saying anything. They were just allowing me to play. They told me just keep going, continue to be aggressive, and was more a look in their eyes that allowed me to just continue to play and just go out there and be aggressive.
Did you take it personally?
The shot you had, you're down 5, scramble possession, hit that 3. You know, as a huge moment. What do you think of it?
We needed 3. We might not need a 3, but I felt like I had a good look at it. Me and Russ always joke about a go-to move, so he kind of opened the lane for me to drive a little bit, but I felt like I wanted to take a hesitation and pull it for a 3. I was going to do or dive on my shot and just live with it, but fortunate enough to make it.
After the game, when Kevin hugged you, can you share what he was saying?
He loved me. We told each other we love each other. So just happy to get this win, but we know we have to move past it. 3-game series now. We're back to having home court advantage, but I think this is a great matchup for TV ratings. Neither team really goes away. We continue to find our way somehow in overtime. It's just a great battle. They're a good team. Well, they're a great team. They do what they do, and they find ways to make it competitive, and I think we do the same.
Was that an emotional moment for you? It looked like for a minute you were about to shed a tear.
Oh, man. Yeah, definitely. Never expected something like this to happen, especially in these playoffs. I'll just try to go out there and contribute, do my best to play, but we know we rely heavily upon our 2 stars and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Unfortunately, shots weren't going down for them tonight. As a whole, as a team, we weren't really making shots that we're accustomed to making. Feels like it's been like that all series, but I was just, like I said, glory to God, happy to be in the moment, have a chance to just go out there and have fun with the game, and just very fortunate.
Until tonight, the bench scoring hadn't been there. Did you take that personal in a way that you guys needed to, you needed to step up?
I definitely took it very personal. I feel like I've been a key part of the second unit, just attacking, getting buckets, getting baskets, finding ways to get layups, and then just trying to find open teammates. So I've taken our shooting woes completely on my shoulder, feeling like maybe I haven't delivered the ball at the right times or in their shooting pockets, not making the right plays. Minutes have been cut because of it, so I've just been thinking about it nonstop. Media doesn't really let us live it down, so we knew we were going to have to try to step it up, and we're just happy to come out with a win tonight.
Was it a mindset that changed? I mean, to be more aggressive maybe, or?
Yeah, just come out aggressive from the jump. Just get on the court and be aggressive, trying to go downhill, call pick and rolls, and just play off that. Get the ball hopping in that manner, have great shooters in Derek Fisher and Caron Butler with us. A playmaker with the ball, especially a point forward, and Nate Collison, one of the best in the league at it. May not always get all the credit. And then Steven Adams has been great setting screens, getting second chance points. So I feel like we got the weapons out there, so I really have taken it upon myself, just feeling like I wasn't doing what I need to do for everybody to be successful in our second unit.
I heard you that last shot you took in the regulation. You were kind of beating yourself up over it. The teammates were trying to settle you down. How did you just bounce back from that moment?
Oh, I was okay with it. Actually, what happened, I forgot they shot the ball a little early. It was 7 seconds. Differential. And that's my point guard awareness. Got to get better. I turned, and I knew I was picking up the ball. So best thing to do is just try to give it a chance, heave it. I didn't want to give them travel and give them the ball back in our basket. I was hoping maybe Kevin would go catch it and put it away. But I was all right. I really wasn't. I was frustrating myself for not knowing the situation, but I knew I'd be all right. Probably like Serge, you see oftentimes you just want to scream, get all those emotions out, and then that's why I told them I was all right, but just let me go ahead and have a good 2-3 screams and just move past it. But they definitely allowed me to go ahead and get that past me anyway, and then they continued to tell me to lock in and that we were going to be all right in overtime.
The free throws that you normally hit down the stretch, what makes you so confident stepping to the line in those moments with a lot of pressure and you need those free throws?
Just effort. The work I've been putting in my entire life. Like I said, I've been fortunate enough to have been healthy, thanks to God, but just putting in work, putting in time, and understand all you can do is miss or make. No matter what fans say, I know my teammates understand I'm not trying to go miss, so I'm doing my best to make them and just live with the results after that. So I just go with a mindset that I'm going to make each and every free throw, and if not, so be it.
When you see the ball go through the hoop as much as you did tonight, is that something that you can roll over to Tuesday night to build off of?
Let's hope so. For our team, I hope so. I feel like I've been a non-factor, and I haven't been doing my part, so just trying to do my best to help in any type of way. Probably not going to get as many attempts, especially with our stars. We're expecting them to get back to their normal selves, but just continue to try to be aggressive, whether that's getting a basket for myself or finding my teammates, just doing my best job to find us easy shots.
For both teams, when you're trying to get to where you're trying to go, you're going to go through stuff like this. And I say it all the time, but you never know who's going to step up to the plate and win a game for you. And tonight, I think it was Reggie Jackson. Well, I know it was Reggie Jackson, so you just never know.
Did you see this coming from Reggie at all? Because he played so poorly the last couple games.
I mean, we got faith in everybody. We know what Reggie capable of doing. He's been doing it all year long. Even when he started, he had some big games for us. Coming off the bench, he's been a major factor for us in scoring. And all you need to do is see one go in. And I thought he did that and made some big plays and down the stretch, and that's what we needed.
Have you ever seen him that assertive, though, Kendrick? Have you ever seen Reggie Jackson that assertive and that confident at crunch time as he was tonight?
No, I mean, this is his first time ever being in that type of moment. And one thing that I was surprised about, and well, not surprised, but one thing I was pleased about was the way Russ and KD took a backseat tonight and let Reggie take over. That says a lot about them also.
Perk, you guys holding less than 20 points in the first 3 quarters. What were you guys doing different defensively?
Just talking, communicating. I think we was helping to help her a lot. My defense has been pretty good all series, and we did a great job of making things a little tough on Conley also. Thought he didn't really have no clean looks. Every shot he had to take was pretty much contested. He had to take tough shots.
Zach, it was 5-14, held 11 points tonight. What was it that made yourself effective against him?
We're just trying to keep a body on Zach. We got enough bigs to come in and kind of wear him down a little bit, so we're just trying to keep a body on him and make it tough on him. Try not to give him no easy looks. That's it.
He said him most of the way in the fourth. Jaeger said Randolph most in the fourth. Do you take that as sort of source of pride that they had to kind of take him out of the game?
I mean, I'm just, kind of in a little bit. I mean, I do, but at the end of the day, you got to know that Zach going to come back even better the next game, and it's going to be my job to go out there and try to make it hard for him.
Are you enjoying this physical battle? Every game's tense and wear you out, but are you enjoying the physical battle?
I enjoy it more when we win than when we lose, but so now I can go get back home and finally get a good night's sleep tonight and get back ready and refocus in the morning and get back ready for Game 5.
How about the overtime aspect? You enjoying the overtimes?
Nah, I mean, but that's what you work hard for all year long, is to get to this point. And I think, we just got to keep grinding it out because they are.
I thought the little plays made the difference. I thought they got too many offensive rebounds. They came up with big shots. Reggie Jackson's shot at the end of the shot clock under a minute in regulation was a huge shot. I thought we had great chances to pull out the win with some shots. We had Mike Conley got in the lane a couple of times. Marcus All had some shots. We had our chances, and I thought they just made enough plays. I think both teams' big three kind of canceled each other out. Both teams are concentrating on the other team's big three, so to speak, and the complementary players really made a difference tonight. I thought Reggie Jackson was tremendous, as we know that he can be. He got to all the way to the rim too many times. I thought he was really good tonight, and probably the difference in the game, especially when you look at 32 points. I think in close games, 3 things it comes down to is turnovers, offensive rebounds, and free throws. And we lost in the offensive rebound category. I thought Russell Westbrook came in and got a couple just heartbreakers for us. Ibaka got a couple as well, using their athleticism and going to get extra chances. And you keep your defense out there for that long against an offensive juggernaut. I mean, they got enough guys that can score, and you just end up keep taking shots from them. So loose balls were big, offensive rebounds being the same thing. We turned the ball over, obviously, at inopportune times. We turned them over a little bit. They made some mistakes. We did not convert enough on their turnovers. I don't anticipate that they'll turn it over 21 times again, nor will Durant and Westbrook go 11 for 45. I thought our defense was pretty good. We got 13 times. We got 3 stops in a row, 8 in the first half and 5 in the second. We did enough defensively to win the game, just didn't make enough plays offensively.
Question?
Peter Edmiston, Sports 56. Dave, can you talk a little bit about that last play, leaving both Zebo and Gasol out there, still needing a 3? And also, when you guys had so much success in the fourth quarter, you'd gone away from that big lineup, but you went back to it in overtime and struggled again offensively. Did you think about leaving those guys in?
Well, you got to go with the guys who have brought you, I think, to the dance. And Zach has had a great season for us, and he struggled here, tonight and the other night. But he was cheering the whole time, and he was ready to play. I thought we'd get a better screener with him on the floor. They switched out on the last screen. We had to run, I felt, a catch and shoot play. If you run anything longer than that, they had a foul to give. So it was going to just be a bang bang thing anyways.
Jamie Griffin, Local 24. Does Jackson playing the way he does, or he did tonight, change the dynamics a bit because Conley has to work a lot more on defense as opposed to guarding a shuffle?
We rotating guys all around the place, so sometimes it's Courtney Lee and sometimes it's whoever, but to put us in a little bit of a bind, trying to make Mike Miller play him, and Mike actually did okay on him too. So, it's different guys. He just gives you another, he is there. James Harden / Kevin Martin, now it's Reggie Jackson in that hole where he allows them to go small, and they've got 4 scorers on the floor that can all shoot the 3, and they spread you out, and they got to the rim too many times.
Eli Savoy, Sports 56. You said after last game that focusing on Jackson was one of your main focuses. Was it a lack of execution for what you were doing against him tonight, or did they do some things differently to get him free?
Well, I thought he was a lot better. He was very aggressive, and he made some shots and got going and got aggressive. And, what do you say? They're running plays for him with Durant and Westbrook spaced out. If you're going down, that's my hat's off to him. Both Scotty did a great job, and Reggie Jackson did a great job of just being in attack mode, and difference being, they're playing in a lot of space and not settling, really trying to get to the rim, which causes you, to be in rotation, which can also cause you to not get on the glass because you're in rotation.
We have time for a few more.
Lee Smith, GritGrindGrizz.com. Coach, you got out-rebounded tonight across the board by 10. Do you think that, again, not having your bigs in there kind of cost you some of those rebounds and some of those perhaps shots you might get off of the rebounds?
No, I think we played small. We were down 13 and came back to 80. So I think it was the right move to make.
It looked like with the big lineup that they were being a lot more physical off the ball in terms of your cutters. You didn't have a lot of movement. Was that something that changed from your perspective on that they did, or was that just something from your offense that got a little clogged up?
Yeah, we talked about it at halftime. We thought we were not physical enough. That and everybody thinks that physicality is a defensive issue. And for us, we got to screen harder and deeper and get guys open when they need to get open, and we need to get Mike Conley off the ball sometimes. We got to have some other guys step up and make some plays and shorten some passes when they're hard showing, and then get a deeper post up and with some movement where those guys get it without everybody loading up to them.
Last question right here.
Justin Walters, WBBJ TV. Heading into Game 5, is it a shift of momentum to OKC, or is it having selective amnesia and a best out of 3 series?
I think you just got, for us, we got to be positive. We got to, we believe in each other. We like each other. We play for each other. We've won there before. They've won here before now. So it should be a heck of a game. Obviously, being on your home court gives you a lift, but we believe in our team and in each other, and then especially that we can get it done there.
Barry Trimble, the Oklahoman. Can you just talk about the way Reggie sort of played? Really the whole game, but really down the stretch, he was huge and making big shots and taking over.
Well, yeah, we were struggling there in the fourth, and he just took it over. He was aggressive going to the rim all night. He just told himself before the game that, just to be assertive. And defensively, he was good. Offensively, he attacked the defense and opened it up for everybody. So, we rode him all night, and he made huge plays. I'm so proud of him. And, we got hopefully he can build on it and keep getting better from it.
Bob Berry, KFOR, the NBC in Oklahoma City. Starting with you, Russell, and then Kevin, too. You guys obviously weren't shooting it like you'd like, but your coach was really praising your other stuff, rebounds, offensive rebounds, the plays you had to make to win this game. Talk about how frustrating maybe it was offensively for you, but then doing the other stuff.
Oh, I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, man, it really wasn't that frustrating. We was winning throughout the whole game. We was in the game, throughout the whole game, and I thought we did a great job of rebounding the ball. Kevin did a great job of getting loose balls, passing the ball, passing my open guys, and just doing other things to help us win games.
Yeah, I mean, shots weren't falling, but that's not the whole game. You got to play a complete one, and I think Russell did a great job of setting the tone, defense early, and rebounding the basketball. And I just try to do my part in rebounding as well, and trusting in my teammates. And they came through and knocked down some big shots tonight, and just get back to the drawing board, trust my work on my shot. I know Russell's going to do the same thing. He works extremely hard, and just keep trusting in the process, man. And but it's all about the W. It's all about Oklahoma City versus the Memphis Grizzlies, and who has more points at the end. So we found a way to win, and some nights it's not going to go in, but you got to figure it out.
Russell, David Garrett, 107.7 The Franchise. Would you talk about the emotion at the end of the game after you won and some of this celebration, congratulation that was going on in the bench area?
Oh, I mean, it's just joy, man. We fought so hard to put ourselves in position to win the game. I mean, 3 overtimes in a row is, I don't know when the last time that happened. We fought so hard to put ourselves in position to win a game, and to come out with the victory is just a relief, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, you guys, the way you guys sort of deferred to Reggie even down the stretch, which is hardly ever happened. One of you two usually initiating the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Or was this a little bit like the old days when James was here? Because every once in a while you'd do it with James, and you found other ways to go in his absence. But was that a little bit of reminiscent of Harden tonight?
Well, Reggie played a great game, and on a team you have to think about yourself last almost. And I think Russell and myself, we seen that what we had in Reggie out there, how he was attacking, how he was putting pressure on the defense, and we just gave him the ball. And we're a threat. I think Russell's a threat. I'm a threat without the ball in their hands. And so they had to keep, we kept them honest because we spaced them. And Reggie did a good job of driving and attacking. So whenever the ball came my way, we tried to make plays. Some went in, some didn't. But Reggie did a good job of just, figuring it out and going out there and making the right basketball play.
Anthony Slater with Oklahoma. Why have you guys been so effective guarding Zach Randolph throughout this series?
Our bigs do a great job of just forcing him out. He's a load down there, and you got to give them a lot of credit because they're physical from the beginning of the game, and they make him shoot tough shots. He's a great player, but when you make when you make it tough on a guy, is you have 2 or 3 guys looking at him and guys contesting his shot. It's tough to make them. So, Nick, Serge, Perk, Steven, they've done a pretty good job of just making it tough on him. He's a great player. He's going to make shots, but, they're not easy looks.
Steve Lehman, the CBS in Nashville. Kevin, you guys have kind of grinded to 2-2 here in this series. Can you continue to grind for the next 3 games, or at some point do you guys have to find your best offensive game?
We just got to figure it out. We can play different ways, and that's the beauty of our team. But hopefully our offense comes around. We start making some shots, but if we have to grind it out, we have to. We just got to figure it out. You can throw X's and O's in there or trick plays, none of that, but it comes down to determination, perseverance, will, and heart. And all those words, comes down to, and I think every one of those guys in that locker room on our team has that. So, we'll figure out our offense, but we got to continue to keep playing hard.
Michael Kennedy, Norman Transcript. Russell, Kevin, can you just talk about why it is that these 2 teams are so evenly matched? 3 straight overtimes, obviously that's not something that happens a lot.
Both teams want to win. Nobody wants to go home. Obviously, we didn't want to go down 3-1, and they wanted to go up 3-1. Both teams came out and just competed to the best of their ability, and we was fortunate enough to get the win.
Anyone else? One more, Bob Berry Jr.
Talk about, if you would, the 80 to 75 when you're under 30 and you're down 5. Reggie made those points, but what were you guys thinking at that point? And did you? Were you concerned?
Get a score and get a stop, and get another score and get another stop. You know, it was very fortunate. Reggie hit a 3 on the first possession and came down and got a bucket to tie the game up. And at that point, our job was to get a stop and try to get the last shot.
That's Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook scoring 15 points apiece for Oklahoma City tonight. Durant had a double-double with his 15 points. He also added 13 rebounds. Serge Ibaka had 12 points and 14 rebounds. He also added 5 block shots. Reggie Jackson with the 32 was 11 of 16 from the field. The series is back in Oklahoma City on Tuesday night. We'll have another Thunder report coming up tomorrow. Oklahoma City wins in overtime tonight over Memphis, 92-89. Thanks for watching this Thunder report from 107.7 The Franchise.